Good morning. I'm going to take on a little ride in my Honda Prologue. I'll show you what it's like from a point of view. When you open the car door, you'll see the battery percentage listed on the screen. This only has 320 miles on it, and I have 210 miles of range left on the battery. Okay. You're going to start this just like you start any other car. That screen is blank. The push button, brake, and the button. And that energizes the vehicle. Okay? On here are the garage door openers for both garage doors. So when I get out, I'll be able to close my garage door. All right? I've got this attachment that I use to video while I'm driving. So we're gonna put you right up on here, and you'll be able to come along for the ride, so to speak. So let me just adjust a couple of things here. So what I've done is I put the AC on. You can see the car has ambient lighting. You can pick whatever color you want. All right. Now, in this, put your foot on the brake, and it's forward and up for reverse. Okay, and that puts you in reverse. And you have a 360-degree camera. All right, 360-degree camera. And now we're out of the garage. Okay, now in this case here, I told you this is the garage door opener. So we push it, and that shuts the garage door, and that's all she wrote. So let's get going on our little trip. I have to actually go to Lowe's and get a for sale sign for my Cadillac that I'm selling. Obviously, the car is so super quiet because there's no engine. Okay, no engine in it. There's my Cadillac at the end of the driveway. Now I'm actually using what they call one pedal driving. I just started using that 2 days ago. Basically with one pedal driving, you just about never have to even touch the brakes in your car. When you lift your foot off the gas or start to bring your foot up off the gas, your brake lights will come on, and the car will start to slow down. The more you bring your foot off the gas, the quicker the car will slow down. Now, it's been my experience in this vehicle, all right? You can see heads-up display probably flashing on the screen there. It's been my experience in this vehicle that when you come to a stop, or like if you're at a stoplight and you just, take your foot off the gas altogether, I don't know how it does it, but it actually stops where it's supposed to. Like it'll get up almost to the line and then just come to a stop. And I haven't used the brakes on this car literally in 2 days. So I'm gonna take my foot off, and you're gonna start seeing it slow down. You see the heads up display, right? And you just step on the gas again. And you can't hear a sound in here. It's just absolutely dead silent. And that's kind of what I like about it. When you think of the Honda Prologue, okay, this is really just a Blazer EV, or an Equinox EV, or the Cadillac Optique, or the Cadillac Vistic. There's a series of cars, and if you look under the hood in the Honda Prologue, everything under the hood is labeled GM for General Motors, right? All GM. And that is because this car is a General Motors car. It is the chassis. The whole chassis is General Motors, all right? And having said that, Honda has just taken a body and putting it on top of the chassis with its electronics and its software, and that is the Honda Prologue. It's basically a Blazer EV. Basically, it's a Blazer EV with Apple CarPlay. Now I'm taking my foot off the gas, and the thing's just going to stop where it wants. Right, stopped right at the end of the street. It is quite something. This is the first electric vehicle I've had. Now when I bought this, I had two options. I could have gotten a free level 2 home charger or $750 in EVgo credits to charge. I opted to go with the credits, and I'll tell you why. Because I'm buying my own home charger, my own level 2 home charger. It's going to be on a 40 amp circuit. Now when you put a charger on a circuit, what happens, it takes 20% of that away from you. So that 40 amp circuit is only going to run at 32 amps when I'm charging. I probably get like 28 miles of charge for an hour of being plugged in, and that's okay, because I'll program it, plug it in at the end of the day in my garage. I'll program it to start at off-peak time, and then I'll pay the least amount for electricity, and I will allow the electric company to actually control the charger if it needs to, and I'll get a further discount on that. It's a pretty good program. Now my son has an EV. He has an Equinox, same platform, same chassis as this car. He has a level 1 charger, so he plugs it into a 110 outlet. He might be getting 4 miles of charge an hour. For me, I couldn't live with that, because after 10 hours of charge, that's only 40 miles. But he hasn't had a problem, and he's had the car for a year. He just kind of plans ahead, I guess. But it's always plugged in, so it's always charging. I don't know what else to say. I mean, everything on this car is controlled by software, and there are so many options and buttons for everything. I do know that this has an 85,000 watt battery, okay? And when you're driving, like right now, I'm driving, I'm using 3 kilowatts of energy. So in 1 hour, that means I'm going to use 3,000 watts of power. And that'll go up and down, right, as you step on the pedal. Now, if the car was fully charged, all right, to 85,000, 100% charge, and I was camping, not that who goes camping in a Honda Prologue, right? But if I was sleeping in my Honda Prologue in the desert, I could have my air conditioning running to keep me cool, and the car sitting just running, doing nothing, consumes 1,000 watts in an hour. All right, so that means that basically I could stay in this car with the air conditioning running, keeping me cool and comfortable for about 85 hours max before I would drain the battery completely. And that's not a good thing to ever do. All right, but so you're sitting at the beach with your wife, your girlfriend, or whatever. You want to sit there, you want to be comfortable. Don't worry about letting it run. It's not really running like an engine. Like when I was sitting with my Cadillac, we sit someplace for an hour to stay cool. If it was hot out, the engine would be running, and you're consuming fuel, but the engine's running. In this case, the car is powered on. That means running, the equivalent of running to a gasoline engine, right? So 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, I guess. But there's absolutely no pollutants with this, other than probably all the bad things that went into making it. But I'm going to quiet down. We'll finish our ride to Lowe's, and I want to thank you for coming along for the trip. Oh, there was one last thing. Honda may only have this model for a year or two more. Like I was saying at the beginning, Honda didn't have an electric vehicle to get into the marketplace, so that's why they jumped on top of the GM Ultium platform, so they could get into the market. Now, in this case, my foot's off the brake now. Watch how it stops right before this car. See? Kind of creeps up to it and it just stops. So I know right now Honda is working on their O series. That O series platform is going to be their own platform, all electric platform. Has nothing to do with GM. That car might come out in a couple of years, but for now, I'm going to be driving a Blazer EV with a Honda body on it and Apple CarPlay. Thanks for watching. I'm old, okay? I'm 68. I am not a fast driver. Not anymore. Those days are gone. I can tell you, if you want to get on this, and it does even have a sport mode, this has got incredible acceleration. I think you can go to 0 to 60 in like 3 seconds or so. I'll never do that. But here we're coming up to a light now. Foot's off the brake. Stops right where it has to. There are cameras all over this car. I don't know how they do it, but it's kind of funny. It's very helpful when you're pulling up to the garage and you got a bunch of junk in front of the car, like, you know, like nobody has a completely clean garage, right? You can pull right up within inches of whatever's in front of you, and you don't have to worry about any problems hitting anything. But we're gonna go to aisle 15 in this Lowe's and get a for sale sign for the Caddy. It even stops at the right spot at this parking space. Right. Okay, we'll take you off of here for a minute. Now, just like any other car, when you're done with it, you just hit power button. Okay? We had put it in park, hit the power button. Car's off. You can see it's marked in park down there. When I open the door, the display will go out. The battery will stay on for a couple of seconds, and that's it. Thanks for watching, and I hope you all have a pleasant day.